Alright. Window capture 4. Actually, use 4. Yeah, we'll do 4. Twitter. There we go. Okay, starting off. Shadow Zero, nice to see ya. Starting off, we have some interesting stuff. The Ogdotic card. So, Ogdo and I believe, what's the name of the, like, Sardic got new cards recently. They're interesting. That's all I'll say about them, is that they're interesting. Because I haven't hard read them. So, I want to see what they do before I say whether or not they're good. Okay, so Ogdotic Flood. You can only use the first and a second effect of this card's name each once per turn. First effect, you can send one monster from your hand to the graveyard, then target one reptile monster with a different original attribute in the graveyard. Special summon it. Hold up. Full stop. What? Hold on. Excuse me? There is no reason for this deck to get yet another generic broken card. This is fucking busted. A once per turn Monster Reborn? And it helps you run outside support even more? Because you can send any monster from your hand or field to the graveyard. And it refreshes your archetypal Raigeki. Or, sorry, field nuke. God, this is easier to use than Water Lilies. Oh, Ogdo is definitely finding a way to put that. If that, just on the first effect alone, Ogdo is finding a way to get this into the graveyard. Or to get this on the field. Because that is straight up busted. Like, Water Lilies is good, but Flood is amazing. Because Water Lilies kind of requires you to have gone off to a point to get the special summon effect. This just requires you have cards. Once again, I'm here. Nice to see you. Zex. Okay, second effect. During the main phase, if a monster is sent to your opponent's graveyard, you can send one reptile monster from your deck to the graveyard. Okay, also, this is another broken effect. Because Ogdo specializes in getting shit to your opponent's graveyard. They have a lot of effects that get shit there. And there are a lot of outside ways to get shit into your opponent's graveyard on the first turn as well. So, getting a free Foolish of a reptile monster from the deck to the graveyard. Not even an Ogdotic reptile monster. Just any reptile. This is something. I genuinely like this card. This card is interesting. I don't know if it's gonna make Ogdo meta, but it's definitely gonna be running Ogdo. If this was the effect of that shitty field spell, Ogdo would be meta, 100%. But as it stands, it's a continuous spell with a pretty busted effect, not gonna lie. Okay. Sardic Radiation. Sardic is a deck whose current problem is that it takes their hand and more to make any reasonable plays. So let's see if this helps. Each time in our Sardic, okay, activate this card by placing 7 counters. By placing 7 counters on it. You can only control one Sardic Radiation. Each time an Sardic monster is special summoned from the hand or extra deck, you can remove this card. You can remove 1 counter from this card. Draw 1 card. Okay. So, yeah, that's well, that solves the problem that you have with our Sardic eating up its entire hand, no? I mean, our Sardic still bricks like crazy. Like, our Sardic still has a major problem bricking, but being able to refresh your hand just by summoning your Sardic cards, that's really good. That solves the whole problem with our Sardic. Eating up the entire hand if it got a good one to where it can pop off. Now, if it pops off, it at least keeps its hand, right? And if it doesn't have, like, as long as it has enough to get one Sardic monster on the field, it should have enough to get multiple. Also, this is totally the card you're searching off of your field spell if you get the chance. Melfi or Sardic? I'm not sure about that. Our Sardic's gonna need to splash some shit in to make this worth it. That or it's just gonna have to run generic traps and hand traps. Although I guess our Sardic monsters themselves are hand traps. Once per turn during each end phase, you can target one Sardic card in your graveyard except Radiation. Shuffle it into the deck. Okay. So my problem with this card is really simple. You can only control one of it, and it should have a clause that says if this card has no counters on it, destroy this card. That way that you can place another copy of it if you, like, for later turn plays. But I guess that doesn't matter too much. You are, at the very least, you are, like, saving your hand from being absolutely annihilated by your Sardics. Also, nice to see a Malzard animal. Yeah, all around, this is definitely the card that our Sardic needed. And if our Sardic has a way to get this card to hand, it's probably going to want to get it to hand literally every possible time. Let's see. This card looks really cool. I want to say that first off. Really cool card. I think this is in relation to something else. We can only place our expectations so high. Very true. Very true. By the way, you are not eating through those 7 counters in one turn. At least I don't think so. It's possible that you can. But, at the very... Okay, so the problem that fixes is that, you neg so hard off of our Sardic effects. Now, you should just... As long as you have that card in hand, you should be able to, like, neg slightly less. Another Dream Mirror card to add to my collection. Main deck 3 MST to keep drawing it. Fair, fair. Quantum Egg, nice to see ya. Nuroi, the Dream Mirror Heretic. If this card is normal or special summoned, add 1 Nuroi, the Dream Mirror Disciple from your deck to your hand. Then you can make this card become light. What does Nuroi, the Dream Mirror Disciple do? Let's see. If a Dream Mirror monster is on the field, you can special summon this card from your hand, then you can make it become dark. If this card is special summoned by the effect of a Dream Mirror monster, activate this effect. If Dream Mirror of Joy is on the field, return 1 spell trap your opponent controls to the hand. And after that, if Dream Mirror of Terror is on the field, draw 1 card. Then shuffle 1 card from your hand into the deck. Okay, so this requires both mirrors on the field. It doesn't require them. It only requires Joy. But to get the draw effect, it requires Terror as well. But the draw effect isn't that good, so you just want to have Joy on the field. I have no idea how Dream Mirrors work. You shouldn't. They're bad. Let's see. That's why there is a trap that activates both mirrors. True, there is a trap that activates both mirrors. But this feels like a first turn play, to be honest with you. Also, is Noroi a level 3? Looked like Noroi was a level... Okay, it is a level 3 fairy. Alright. If this card is normal or... Oh, no. Tribute one other Dream Mirror monster. So, obviously, you are meant to tribute Noroi. Or the other Noroi. So that you can get another Dream Mirror that actually floats. So, this is essentially Dream Mirror's advantage engine. Their advantage engine was bad. Now it's okay. Like, you're at least getting something out of this. Is it worth the trouble of managing 2 important field spells? No. If they just gave them a field spell that said, this card counts as both Dream Mirror of Joy and Dream Mirror of Terror, Dream Mirrors would still be bad. You contribute one other Dream Mirror monster, choose one Dream Mirror with a different level from that monster in your deck. Add one Dream Mirror of Joy or Dream Mirror of Terror from your deck to your hand, whichever is specifically listed on that chosen monster's text. And if you do, special summon the chosen monster from your deck in defense position. All in all, this is good. It is the tutor that the deck desperately wanted. They had a searcher, which was okay. But, it's kind of meh. No, but having both field spells is nice. Yeah, having both field spells is nice, certainly. They just need to give us a card that counts as both. And then Dream Mirrors will be able to do something. It won't be good, but it'll be able to do something. You know what I mean? Alright. Simorg. Bird of Extermination. You can only use the first and second effects of this card's name once per turn. If you normal or special summon a winged beast monster during your main phase, you can reveal this card in your hand immediately after this effect resolves. Normal summon one Simorg monster. This is, like, actually a really good extender in Simorg, now that you think about it. It gets you your big tribute summon, because I believe Simorg has a really big tribute summon that they like to do, and it goes off of literally any normal summon. This is a definite 3-up just based off of that first effect. This card makes me want to take another glance at Simorg. This is an excellent extender for the deck. Also, that art is fucking great. Let's see. If this card is normal summoned, you can send one Simorg from your deck to the graveyard. Send one Simorg monster from your deck to the graveyard. Add one Simorg spell trap from your deck to your hand. The interesting thing about this is that this is not dead if you draw 2 of it. So if you draw 2 of it, you can activate both of these effects, which is actually really good. Because you get the normal summon and you get an extra normal. And then you also get to bin a Simorg for a Simorg spell trap. The Simorg spell traps are really good. And there are a couple Simorgs that appreciate being in the grave, and there are Simorg monsters that appreciate having things in the grave. It's Hanzo for Simorg. It is Hanzo for Simorg, yes. While face up on the field, this card is also wind attribute. But backwards, I think? Yeah, I think it's backwards. Let's see. Alice, Lady of Lament. Lady of Lament is now an archetype, if I remember correctly from this card. Banish one trap from your hand or graveyard. Special summon this card from your hand. Generic extender, 2000 defense. That's an important stat line for Grinning Grave virus, I believe, which the deck had somewhat of a problem using on its own cards, but now it's fine. I wish this said hand or grave, but we're not, I'm not complaining. When this card is normal summoned, you can target one Lady of Lament monster in your graveyard. Special summon it. I wish, in my heart of hearts, I wish that this said, target one card that specifically states Lair of Darkness in its texts, rather than the other Ladies of Lament. Because I would rather get the card that draws one off of popping one of my opponent's monsters than the card that sets a trap card to the field. You are right. The design is kind of meh. Here, let me read you the other Lady of Lament cards. So, Lady of... We have Lilith, Lady of Lament, which is the good one. If this card is normal summoned, its original attack becomes 1,000. Quick effect, you contribute one dark monster. Reveal 3 normal traps from your deck. Your opponent randomly chooses one for you to set to your field, and you shuffle the rest back into the deck. This is, like I said, the good Lady of Lament card. This is 100% the card that you would want to summon off of Alice. And you would definitely use this card in Lair to summon back Lilith, because Lilith is your best normal summon. I remember Lilith was ran in Paleo. I did not know that. I know Lilith was ran in Lair, and I know Lilith was ran in Mine back when we had 3 Metaverse. And then we have Malice, Lady of Lament. Quick effect, you contribute 2 monsters. Target one of your normal traps that is banished in your graveyard, set that trap. But place it on the bottom of the deck when it leaves the field. This is to recycle the cards off of Lilith. And I guess nowadays, to recycle the traps you're banishing off of Alice to summon her. Also, this gives you, finally, a target to tribute with Malice. Because in the past, you just tributed your own Malice and cried. Because Lair only lets you target one card. Remember, not the worst card, no. This card gives you a card to tribute with Malice. If this card is tributed or destroyed by your opponent, you can add one Fiend monster whose combined attack and defense equals 2,000 from your deck to your hand, except Alice, Lady of Lament. Now, I know Lilith and Malice have that stat line. I don't know of any other any other Fiend monster that has that stat line. But we can quickly check. So let's just sort by 2,000. Oh, that's level / rank. So attack. Let's sort by 2,000 and 0 attack and see what comes up, or 0 defense and see what comes up. Well, you can search Memory Crusher, Evil, DD Evil, and Lilith, Lady of Lament. Alright. This is Sangan? Sangan has 1,000 attack and... Wait, does Sangan actually... Hold up. You cannot search Sangan. It has to equal. It has to come to equal. You realize how long of a search this will be? Yeah, that's fair. Let's just, like... quickly sift through of anything that could possibly be a target. I'll stop when I see one. Tour guide? I'm not sure about tour guide either. Oh wow, Trance Archfiend, Shadow Delver are also ones. There are some weird targets for this card. I'll do it later, I'll have some time. Fair. You were almost able to search Curtain Riser. If this was 900 defense, you would be able to. Oh, you can search Vice Berserker. That's not super good. You can search Twinkle Star. Gemini Imps. You can search a Plunder card. That's funny. Oh, you can search Barrier Statue of the Abyss. That's funny. You can search 2 Plunder cards. You can search Black Eye, too. aka Ravenwing. Because you gotta look at 0 attack, 2000 defense, so on. Yeah, very true. It is a very grueling task. Okay, so Grave Protector is something you can search. DD Arc. Token Collector. Yo, that's not funny, Konami. Konami, that's not funny. You can't be giving people ways to search Token Collector in 2021. Golden Hair is 0 attack, 2000 defense. Wait, is the entirety of the Plunder Patrol archetype searchable off of Alice? But that's not funny, Konami. You cannot be given just fucking Lair of Darkness the ability to search Token Collector in 2021. Red Garden, yeah, Golden Hair. Ting Dangle card. Oh, no, you can't search the Ting Dangle card. Alice, okay. Let's see. Almost Fiendish Rhino, no, not almost on Fiendish Rhino Warrior, actually. Yo, you can search Libic. Libic is bad, but you can search it. Oh, damn. You can search Shears. You have a stream to run? Okay, fair. There are so many random ass cards. I think it's really funny that you can search Edge Up Shears off this card. In a deck that can totally make rank 3s too. Blue is 1k total. Whitebeard is 25. I like how people are actually going to be looking for, like, targets for this card other than the ladies, probably.
Jokingly.
Alright.
Jokingly.
Let's see. Mutant Mutator. If you control a mutant card, you can special summon this card from your hand. I'll compile a list of what I find worth searching. Thank you. Mutant Mutator is probably the best mutant card we've seen, including the mutant cards that are currently available. Because not only is an extender in a deck that doesn't have many, that being mutants, which doesn't actually have any cards that special summon from hand during their own turn. All they have is a level 4 monster that specials during the opponent's turn. This is also the first card that we've seen that banishes shit from the deck. You can banish a monster to make Beast, a spell to make Mist, and a trap to make Arsenal. Beast being the strongest, Mist being the weakest. Thank you for the head pat 0 crime. Have you read Misk? You are going to lose life points equal to the monster's original attack that you summoned, but I don't think that matters, and I don't think that clause is on the other mutant cards. Let's see. Yeah, that clause is not on the other mutant cards. But that is perfectly fine. Mutants don't have a way to get back that life points, but you're dropping by a negligible amount in considering. Mutant Mist isn't weak. Mutant Mist isn't weak. You mean? Mist is just a draw 2. It's a banish 1 card from your hand or field to draw 2 cards. Pretty weak. Misk? Okay, I'm not talking about Misks. I know Miscellaneosaurus is not weak. I'm talking about Mutant Mist. God damn it, Amaka. Arsenal is a targeting banish, and Beast is a negate of spell cards. These are all kind of weak. Among them, I guess Beast is the first thing I would go for off of this. Because you can banish something like a Mist or an Arsenal to summon a Beast. This also helps you fulfill the condition for Mutant Ultimus much easier. Dino Mutants, probably not a good idea. Mutant Ultimus requires 3 level 8 mutant monsters, which usually took you a couple of turns to get to. But now with this extra extender, this should be easier to obtain. Its effect is, when a card or effect is activated, you can banish 1 mutant card from your hand or graveyard, or face up on your field, of the same type, monster, spell, or trap. Negate the activation if you do banish that card. If this fusion summoned card is destroyed, you control is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, you can add up to 3 of your banished mutant cards, 1 each of monster, spell, trap, to your hand. This is decent. More than likely, you are probably never going to use a spell card to negate this. Or you're probably never going to use the spell negate and only use the trap and monster negates. Because Ultimus is really fucking, the mutant spells are really bad. There's a list of 2,000 stat cards that can be searched. Thank you. I'll look at it in a moment. Among the trap cards, Mutant Cry is the best. Clash is okay. Expansion is, bad. Really bad. Among the spells, Mutant Fusion is decent. Mutant Blast is not good. And, Mutant Evolution is okay, I suppose. It's not super amazing. It could be better. You'd still probably run, Mutant Evolution. Mutant Evolution Lab. And then we move on to these cards. These cards are interesting. Forbidden List is I'm surprised we're finally getting another card like Prohibition. This is just Prohibition, but as a normal spell, so it doesn't die to MST. Mutant Evolution Lab is played at 1, I believe. It's basically you ban a card, yeah, for the turn. You are locking yourself out of that card for the rest of the game, and your opponent out of it for a turn. Which, crucially, can win you games, definitely. I think it's worth running over something like Prohibition because Twin Twister exists. It's certainly not worth running like in Mine or something, but this is a funny side deck card. Call Goblin Attack Force, then it won't go to defense. Very true. And crucially, unlike Prohibition, Goblin Attack Force would still be able to attack. Activate it, call Mystic Mine, easy. Very true, very true. This card has, like, crucial minor details that are different. Like, you can still special summon a card with that name. It just can't activate its effects. You can still attack with a card with that name. I mean, it's pretty decent. Alright. Recklessness and Punishment. If your life points are lower than your opponent's, activate one of these effects. Destroy 1 monster your opponent controls with attack equal to or lower than the life point difference. Special summon 1 monster from your graveyard with attack equal to or lower than the life point difference. Crucial detail, minor detail. Yeah, I know. Reckless Punishment is run 3 of these with Judgment, easy. Well, the problem with Reckless Judgment is that it is non-targeting destruction. Dino Ruffia likes these. You know what? Dino Ruffia does like this. I think the intended synergy is Evil Eye because, you know, card art. I don't think Evil Eye would necessarily run this since Evil Eye has better cards. I honestly don't know that Ruffia would run this because Ruffia has better cards. But they might. Evil Eye. But it's not the worst. There's certainly worse cards. Let's see. Last call. If your life points is if your LP is less than 100, draw 2 cards. Then if your life points are lower than 10, draw 2 cards. Heroes run this when a hero lives, go to 3, smile. If I'm honest with you, I think there's one deck that really can make use of this, and that's the old Exodia Mill. No, sorry, the old Exodia deep draw deck that existed. I think they can still do this. Use Raw. Last call is a Raw card. I mean, you could use Raw, yeah. But what's the point of activating this in Raw? That's a win more card. A really, really win more card. I know Raw leaves you at 1 HP. I'm aware of that. Prime puts you to 10 HP. Draw 4? I know draw 4, but like, what are you doing with that in Raw? Do you get more attack for Slifer, the executive producer? How are you summoning Slifer and Raw at the same time? Draw 4, but also a trap. Yeah, it's a trap. I've seen Dino Ruffia deck with Utopia Prime. I mean, they can summon it. What do you mean? Use the trap? Okay. The one that has Ojama in it? Raw still works if your opponent puts stuff in defense position. Fair. Super Team Buddy Force? Are you thinking of Super Team Buddy Force, Amaka? Use this then Life Equalizer. Okay. I'm just interested in how you're getting, why you're doing this. Okay. Let's see. And then we've got a couple more cards. Life Equalizer, Keck W. Mad Hacker. If a monster is special summoned to your opponent's field, you can special summon this card from your hand. During the end phase. Okay, so this card is always live on that first effect. During the end phase, you can banish this card from your field, take control of the monster your opponent controls with the lowest attack. Your choice of tide. While that monster is face up on the field, effects cannot be activated. Also, you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck except Link monsters. I don't know about this one. It's interesting. I don't know about this one. I think you could use this as a going second option in, Okay, there's a use for this card. There is a use for this card. This is a going second option in Code Talker. And any other deck that just wants to make Dragoon and pass, yeah. Mad Hacker could be used in those decks. as sort of a hand trap to just let you make Dragoon. And it does, even if it doesn't, this card still fetches some sort of removal or negate, from your opponent that they would rather use later on. It forces the opponent to run unideal cards, I guess you could say, or leave unideal cards on board, so that one of their good monsters doesn't get snatched. It can still attack whatever the monster is, but it's gonna have the lowest attack, so it doesn't matter. Actually, wait, its effects cannot be activated. I misread that. So, no, this is pretty decent, because you just get free link fodder. It is essentially a steel card. It's worth it. I mean, Mad Hacker seems like it'd probably be a pretty decent hand trap. It's better Ghost Ogre, more or less. No, Ghost Ogre's immediate. This card can see play in some decks. It baits Gamma. It does bait Gamma. No, it doesn't bait Gamma. Because Gamma, this card activates after Special Summon. This card fetches, like something is gonna try and negate or pop this card. So it's a free out to some sort of removal. I want this card because it's a Mad Hatter reference. I feel like this is an okay hand trap. After reading the thing where it says it's only its effects, not effects in general. Chases Gamma. It does chase Gamma. If your opponent Gammas, you can summon Mad Hacker. Yeah, I feel like there's a use for this card. I mean, it steals a card against Dragon Link. If your opponent summons Dragoon, it fetches a Dragoon negate, which is something. It banishes for cost, so it avoids the Dragoon, Oh, that's an interesting one. Okay, hold up. Say your opponent, like, you summon this card after your opponent does a thing. Makes Dragoon. Dragoon has to pop this card, or you get a thing. Now use it with Xenoburst. Oh, this does proc Xenoburst. This does proc, like, Xenoburst and Gunblar. So there's that as well. So you can use it as a quick effect to wipe the field with Xenoburst or Gunblar. This card has a lot of purposes. Yeah, I like it. It's interesting. Even if it stays on the field, it still does something. It's interesting. Yeah, there's gonna have to be testing done with Mad Hacker, but I feel like it's a decent card. It also looks like a rare, like a common, like a pack common. So, Bomber, Gunblar is, oh sorry, Bomber, yeah, Topologic Bomber. Gunblar is banned. Imagine that card with Gunblar though, fuck me. Catnip Lihao. See, it's cards like this that make me like the game. Oh yeah, no, Mad Hacker's interesting. I feel like there's a lot of, it can be used as a standard hand trap that your opponent needs to remove or they'll lose a card. That card possibly being something with a high link rating too, or a mid link rating. Cause what, like, a lot of decks tend to end with a low attack link monster on the board. Like, say your opponent ends on, like, IP Masquerena. You get a free IP Masquerena from your opponent. They have to link that IP Masquerena right away, and they can't use it on your turn to make, like, Nightmare Phoenix. Or, sorry, like, Nightmare, Unicorn. I feel like Mad Hacker has some definite uses. Because it fetches removal before your opponent would like to use said removal. or they just give you a card. Mad Hacker has some uses somewhere. Catnip Lihao. You contribute this card, then target one level 2 monster in your graveyard. Special summon it. You can special summon one level 2 monster with a different attribute from that monster from your hand. Tiny beast, let's go. Alright. There are uses for this card. I wish this card was a quick effect because it means you could proc Kalantosa's effect more. As it is, you can still proc Kalantosa's effect more. You're gonna have to, this card is really cool. Because it's obvious, obedient school support. It's obviously obedient school support. It's not restricted to beasts. It is not restricted to beasts. Like, the immediate thought that comes to mind is Melfi's with Kalantosa. But I'm sure that there are other decks that run a lot of level 2s that wouldn't mind Catnip Lihao. None come to mind, but I'm certain that there are. I feel like Melfi's probably the best deck to run this with, but I feel Frogs only run waters though. It's fine though. I'm trying to drink from this new water bottle and it's not working. Never mind, I figured out how to drink from the new water bottle. Alright, let's see the new Mako Tsunami support. The new Mako Tsunami support, it's interesting. It's not the worst. I think it's interesting. Okay, Mega Fortress Whale. This is our 3rd time getting a retrain of Fortress Whale. I think. Derpy's here. Nice to see you, Derpy. It's been a minute. Alright. If Umi is face up on the field, you can activate this effect. Your water monsters can attack directly this turn. So, the purpose of this card, immediately, OTKs. If you can get this card on the field, you can make all water monsters you control attack directly. Pretty good. I've been waiting to test this out. Yudo doesn't have it yet. I've noticed. Pretty good, honestly. I mean, if you can get this on the field, yeah, it's gonna help out. That's for sure. During your opponent's battle phase, quick effect, you can target one face-up monster they control, destroy it. God, how I wish that didn't say during your opponent's battle phase. Moving on. If this card is destroyed by battle or card effects, you can take one water warrior monster from your deck and either add it to your hand or special summon it. So you can get the legendary fisherman cards. Are any of the legendary fisherman cards, like, worth it? Legendary fisherman. Alright, this card is destroyed by battle. Okay, so Legendary Fisherman doesn't do anything. Legendary Fisherman 2. If this face-up card leaves the field, you special summon one level 7 or lower. Okay, so this specials out Fortress Whale. Got it. Battle effect is a product of the deck it's part of. Okay, gotcha. Barshatos Turbo. Okay. Cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. Also unaffected by spell and trap effects. Once per turn, you can return as many of your opponent's banished card as possible to the graveyard, and if you do, the first attack or effect damage your opponent takes this turn becomes doubled. I feel like Legendary Fisherman number 3 was not paying attention to how shit works anymore. Alright, let's just look at effect monsters that are water warriors. Okay, so the ice barrier, big boys. General Raiho of the ice barrier might actually be the best thing that this can summon. Because at least it, like, prevents your opponent from doing things. Although I think at that point you just don't want to, like... At that point, maybe you're just summoning something to soak up a hit. Because it's destroyed by battle, right? Oh no, or card effects. Maybe at this point you just, don't run any non-archetypal shit. Because it seems like most of the water warriors you'd be summoning aren't super amazing. Yeah, I mean... I still prefer Citadel Whale as a general use card, but this card has a role to play, maybe a one-of. I mean, if you summon it, it's a good card. If you summon it, it is a... If you summon it, it certainly works because you are gonna be, essentially using it to go for game with all your other water monsters attacking directly. If this card is in your hand or graveyard, you contribute 2 water monsters, special summon this card. If this card is special summoned, set 1 sea stealth attack directly from your deck. Once per turn during your opponent, when your opponent activates a card or effect that targets 1 water monster you control, quick effect, negate the activation. Yeah, this card is better. But Mega Fortress Whale is nothing to sneeze at when it comes to its ability to go for game. Just because, like, letting all water monsters you control attack directly, pretty good. Let's see. Doom Kraken. If Umi is face up on the field, quick effect, target 1 water monster you control except for Doom Kraken and 1 monster your opponent controls. Special summon this card from your hand, and if you do, return the first target to the hand, and if you do that, destroy the second target. Okay, so this is a hand trap that special summons from the hand to pop a card and cycle a card from your field to your hand. It's okay. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, you can return this card to your hand, and if you do that, negate that attack. Tag in this card, pop a card. Yeah. Also, you can use it to fade interrupts and fade negates. So, like, say someone imperms one of your cards, you can use this to dodge that negate. Or someone like Raigeki breaks or Raigeki's your field, you can use this to save a card from that. Pretty decent. I don't know. It's kind of meh, all things together. But, I don't know. Maybe it has a use in the deck that it's from. Or the deck that it's supposed to work with. I'm sure it's going to have some sort of use just getting a card back to hand. I mean, you can use it as an extender to get a card that you would want to use. A card you would want to use as effect back. It's fine. And it is a level 4 extender at the very least. Electric Jellyfish Salia. Jellyfish is cracked, really? You can send 1 Umi from your deck to from your hand, deck, or face up on the field to the graveyard. Special summon. Special summon 1 water monster from your hand. Alright, that's good. When your opponent activates a spell, effect, or monster effect, and Umi is face up on the field, negate that activation. Then this card gains 600 attack and defense. Yeah, I mean, if you're running Umi, if you're running a card that calls itself Umi, Salia is worth running. Definitely. Salia is 100% worth running. Yeah. I mean, fuck. That's pretty decent. It's a spell negate. Why is it specifically spell negate? Why is it not spell and trap? Why is it specifically spell? Let's see. Fish sonar. Add one level 7 or lower monster that is a water monster or specifically lists Umi in its text from your deck to your hand. Then, if Umi is face up on the field, you can special summon one water normal monster from your deck. Remember, sea stealth attack is treated as Umi. Oh, nice. Okay, so, interesting. What's the biggest card you can summon off of this? Go Giga, Go Giga Turbo. You can summon Go Giga from the deck. Well, it looks like Go Giga is the best thing you can summon off of this, because Spiral Dragon, or Phantasm Spiral Dragon, and Spiral Serpent are weaker than Go Giga. That's interesting. Also, you can use this to summon Dragon Pit. That's pretty decent. This certainly is good because it doesn't lock you into water monsters for the rest of the turn either. So this fetches you synchro material, it fetches you Xyz material, anything you want really. Which is hilarious because Phantasm Spiral Dragon is treated as Umi. Oh, Phantasm Spiral City. Yeah, true. Very true, actually. Let's see. Sea Stealth 2. Sea Stealth 1 was so good, they made Sea Stealth 2. This card's name becomes Umi while face up on the field or graveyard. Or in the graveyard. Your opponent cannot target water monsters you control with non-water monster effects. At the start of the battle phase, you can special summon one monster that specifically lists Umi in its text, or one water normal monster from your hand or graveyard in defense position, but destroy it during the end of the battle phase. Wait. Okay. I know that there's more cards, but you could use this guy to summon this guy. Now, sadly, the activated effect isn't a quick effect. So it wouldn't matter. But you could do it. And then it pops and you get a water monster. Sea Stealth 2, Electric Boogaloo. Alright. Why in defense position? What are you gonna do with a card in defense position? Why isn't it attack position? Do you have a way to switch it to attack position? Do we have like quick effects that we would want to do? Other than like the spell negate? Maybe trigger a float? Do we have a lot of... There are a lot of good water floaters. You could like trigger Mother Grizzly and destroy it during the end of the battle phase. I wonder if this trigger works on the opponent's turn too. Like Madolche Ticket and Madolche Chateau both work on the opponent's turn. Does this work on the opponent's turn too? Probably not, because it's not a quick effect, but I don't know. Fuck, I didn't mean to do that. Kairyu of the Reef. Also, I think the squid. The squid does, yeah. Okay. Activate stealth 2, summon out jellyfish. Use jellyfish, send stealth 2, summon a level 4, make a rank 4. Interesting. Okay, I gotcha. Send one face-up Umi you control to the graveyard. You cannot special summon monsters till the end of the turn except for water monsters. Also special summon 2 water normal monsters and or monsters that specifically list Umi in their text directly from your deck, hand or deck in defense position. Then, if your opponent controls a monster, special summon any number of level 6 or lower water normal monsters from your deck, from your hand or deck. What the fuck? Is this a soul charge from deck? Fuck, are there any normal water tuners? Normal tuner. Yo, fuck me. Wait. Hold up. Battle phase only? Battle phase only? No, this isn't battle phase only. Okay, Sea Stealth 2 is battle phase only, but this trap is not. Fuck. What, like... Okay, this is like a good turn 3 play, to be honest with you. Because you can summon out, like, Magic Calibre, which is a... it is a water tuner. It is a normal water tuner that's level 4. And sure, you're locked into water monsters for the rest of the turn, but there are good water synchros. You could search out like Spirit of Water, or like Justicar. You can make Needle Fiber. You can make some decent shit out of this, because there are good water synchros that you can make. Trishula, you can make Trishula. You can make fucking the normal Trishula. You can make Crocodrake. You can make fucking Adamancipator Risen. Fuck. This actually gets you... Wait. This gets you all the material you need for something like Quandax, Bahamut Shark, Trishula, the Big Trishula. This is an easy Coral Dragon or White Aura Whale. It's, let's see, special summon up to 2, then you can special summon any number of... So this is at least 2 materials. And at most 5 if your opponent, or if Umi is on the field. Or, sorry, if your opponent controls a monster. Dragite Turbo. I mean, it makes Dragite, that's good. But it makes, like, so many other things, too. Like Quandax, Chengyi, Trishula, White Aura Bahamut. Well, not White Aura Bahamut. You can't make White Aura Bahamut. Actually, you might be able to make White Aura Bahamut. Wait, there's Celestial Double Star Shaman, right? Well, there's Quandax. Is Celestial Double Star Shaman not a water monster? Am I wrong? Apparently Celestial Double Star Shaman is not a water monster. I don't know where I got that it was. This is really interesting. Fuck, you could even Tuner Synchro, Coral Dragon. Oh, there's Coral Dragon, yeah. There's Quandax and Coral Dragon. Which are both pretty decent. Fuck, you can make Quandax and go into, like, shit on your opponent's turn. Fuck, this is cool. You can even activate this at the end of your opponent's turn, special summon a full field. And then you won't be locked into water monsters on the opponent's turn, or on the next turn. Because it doesn't destroy them during the end phase. This is cool. Let me see how many cards specifically list Umi in the text. Let me just put the words Umi. Mushroom Man does not list Umi in its texts. Okay, so you can't summon the data list cards. Wait, what? Okay, this card does not list Umi. Oh, Luminous. Okay, there we go. Legendary Fisherman, Luminous Soldier. So it's gonna show anything with the word Luminous. And Hinazumi. Ambiguous Burgrowth, Mark III. Mermaid Knight, Kadarius. Maiden of Aqua. Lumina's gonna show up too. Torpedo Fish. We got any tuners thus far? Or are we running like Magic Calibre? Okay, so no tuners. No tuners. We can make easy rank 4s. We can... Yeah. It's a decent trap. Ito, put these in. You actually don't get Citadel Whale off of any of these cards. You don't, which is pain. Can you search the spells? Cause the spells are pretty decent. Like Rage of Kairyu Shin is pretty decent. Cause like, okay. You could use this card, then flip face up Rage of Kairyu Shin, which is probably the intended synergy of this card. Not gonna lie, the intended synergy of this card is probably with Rage of Kairyu Shin. Because it's up to the number of, Here, let me vanish this. You could use Rage of Kairyu Shin, and you can resolve it for, like, 5. Pretty decent. Quick Effect Raigeki.